What I'm going to do is I'll do a timestamp for this part that I'm discussing now, and then I'm going to send the link to this video to pretty much every single bank in the state of Arizona. They can distribute it nationwide, and hopefully their fraud, but I'm just going to send it to their fraud department. It's just a sort of like listen to the information, take notes down. If there's anything that is like this seems like it's going on, or it could be about to happen, they can send out a warning to all retail merchants and stuff like that. So 7:23 a.m. I was well and truly like astral traveling. Like that's usually what happens when I'm sort of working on the ether anyway, on the realms, when I'm okay. Excuse me. I just need a second. Just to make sure there's nothing weird coming into my energy field or trying to get in. I mean, my guardians won't let them in anyway, but if they have to let me feel something, there's usually a reason for it. So, and that usually, when I'm channeling or anything like that, or connected, I don't know, it's not just a normal burp, let me put it that way. But, I don't know, it felt weird, so we'll go with it. Anyway. It almost made me feel like I wanted to just puke. That was weird. Fleeting. So, now, I was seeing this, I was like interacting, and it was so weird because I felt like I was in Goodwill. I mean, I like going in Goodwill anyway, but I felt like I was in Goodwill. And I was sort of seeing the cashiers, and there was 2 cashiers working, and it wasn't me working. I was just remote. I was like mind traveling, astral traveling, as if, you know. So I'm having to interact and see what's going on. And I remember there was a female cashier ahead of me. That's, you know, just like this side, and then whoever this cashier was a young guy, I believe. He was serving this couple. I'm going to discuss the visual, then I'm going to discuss the solutions, what you can do. But this Google Pay, where they can sort of tap their phone, right? It was so weird. It wasn't like they weren't using the card. They were using it there, like Google, like it felt like a Google Pay tapped. And then, but what happened was, there was a message from that interaction to the point of service, you know, the cashier's till, the screen, the computer, right? There was a message coming up. Let me see what that message was, right? Because that's an important message. Oh God. 13 pages to so quickly. It kept saying that there was an error message coming up, right? The error message came up, and then it said something like, it's like connecting the, do you accept the payment, right? So it was like click yes to accept the payment, right? Which is normal because it's a or no if you don't. But it was the weirdest thing because what I was seeing, the cashier was like, what's the error message? And the guy who was holding the phone, he was with another woman, he was with a woman or something, but I wasn't really focused on him, I was focused on the situation. And it was something to do with this error kept coming up on the screen saying, error connection, or do you accept? And I don't know what it was, but it got to the point where the young guy, he called over the manager, and that's when I sort of came to the vision. Like now, I felt like I was visually seen from a manager's point of view. So I'm looking at this error message, right? And I don't know if this happened yet, or it's happening, or it's about to happen. But I'm looking at this error message, and as I'm reading it, it says something like, do you accept all transactions through this terminal will be processed into this account? So, the dude was using his Google Pay, whatever it was, right? Not saying it was that, but I'm assuming it was a Google Pay. Every time he was connecting to the POS system, the message popped up for the cashier to go, yes, we accept the merchant, yeah, we accept payment, right? But that's not what I was seeing. It was the message error came up. It's so very symbolic, so just be aware, just work with me. What I was seeing, what was causing an error, was do you accept all transactions made through this terminal? All transactions are to be processed into, all payments processed from this terminal into this account. So I was thinking, what the actual hell, what's going on? But I had to really look at it, and I'm like, okay, so there's a reason why I'm seeing this. And I kept pressing, well, I didn't press anything, because you know what caught my attention? As I'm looking at, well, I'm like, I do apologise, you're going to have to bear with me. We keep getting an error messages coming up, but just let me just see what's going on here. So these are like oblivious to, like, okay, we don't usually have this problem with it anywhere else we go. What caught my attention was the young lady that was serving on the other cashier. All of a sudden, the same message came up on hers, and I could see it clearly, and I was looking at it thinking, hang on a minute. So, and I looked at the person she was serving, but they weren't using the Google Play. They were like trying to use a card, and I just said, "Oh, just give me one moment. I think our terminals are there's something going on with the terminals. Let me just, because I can see the error message going on over there." I quickly ran over to the other cashier, and I just said, just give me a moment, please. It looks like we've got our POS system, our point of sale systems might be just playing up. So I was playing that card. As soon as I read the message again, the same message, the error message came up saying, do you accept all transactions made through this terminal, all payment process through this terminal are processed into this account? And I looked and I thought, it's the same message as over there. It's the same. Yeah, what the hell? Then I started writing like this code, like this error code down. And I couldn't see the code. I just remember writing the Google Pay, like, you know, what the account that belongs to him. So I just thought, well, okay. But just my intuition, right, as this manager, right, or this is what needs to be aware of. I just said to the lady she was serving, I said, I do apologise. I can't, our system looks like our systems are going down. We can't take any car payments right now, so can you just shut the system down and log off, right? I just told her to log off immediately and shut the system, the cashier down. So she was doing that, and I just said, I do apologise, everybody. It just looks like we're having problems with our server, you know, just trying to, I'm not very IT tech savvy and all that sort of stuff, so. And then I came back to mine, and I remember just looking at this couple, and they're getting really antsy, and then again, he'd just like, are you sure? Let's try it one more time. And he did it again. And then the message came up, and then I compared it, like, it's the same, but he's not at that terminal, so why is he trying to Google Pay at that terminal too? And then I looked at the message again, and it said it was all to do with, this message was stating something to do with, do you accept all payments processed through this terminal will be processed into this account? And I looked at him, and I said, I do apologise, sir. We've got this error message coming up. It looks like our server's about to just go down. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And I just immediately shut the terminal down, right? And then I pretty much just said to everybody, I do apologise. It looks like our point of sale system's down right now. And I took like over the information, and I said, you just I don't, and you don't need to worry about anything being processed because no payment's gone through. So as you can see, because it's not taking the payments. So he got really annoyed, like, okay, well, this just sucks, kind of thing. Like, I don't, there's probably everywhere else I go, blah. Well, I do apologise, but if the internet, you know, it could just be the internet, it could be the server, anything, but there's something not connecting to our system. And then they totted off, and then immediately, I don't know why, as this manager, right? Immediately, I just called the bank, or we do the merchant services through, and I just explained. I said, look, this sort of message kept coming up, this error message to do with this. Is there anything going on with regards to fraud when it comes to using this sort of like tap service with your phone, Google Pay? Excuse me. And I explained what was going on, and that it was they were connecting to two separate terminals, and this lady on the bank, she just said, I'm just going to put you through to our fraud department right now. So, okay. So I was talking to somebody in the fraud department, and they were saying, that's not normal. So can you explain what? So I explained again to this fraud department at this our bank merchant services, and I just said, this is what was happening, but I shut the terminals down. And immediately, see, I don't know if I was seeing a premonition or something that was coming, but immediately, the person on the other side at the end of the phone said, oh, thank God you shut the terminals down. And I said, why? And he said, because there's some sort of, like, it's fraud, it's scamming, but what they're doing is, it's very well written, code, whatever it is, you know, because that's not my sort of field of my forte, but apparently, there is a program created through hackers or scammers, whatever they do, that uses the Google Pay service, so the tap, and then basically what happens is, instead of just the normal message that would pop up on the terminal for the cashier, do you accept the payment from blah 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 blah, the customer, and normally they'll just go yes, and then it just processes the payment, right? I'm assuming, right? So that's not what this was. This was designed where the moment they connect their bank and they do whatever it is they're doing to that terminal, every single payment processed after he leaves, or this couple leaves, every single payment from every other customer that processed for that terminal, it will not go, the payments won't process into the bank, they process into that couple's bank. And then that's why what happened was, even though he was getting antsy, he was trying it on the other terminal that was already active. So he was able to just sort of like remote service is weird, whatever was going on here, to try it on another one, thinking that cashier would just go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, accept, yeah, no, maybe not oblivious. But because I caught sight of it, which is why I walked over quickly and stopped it. So it was like, had he processed it through hers, the young lady on the other cashier, that woman would have been scammed. Her payment would have been gone, whatever you paid would have gone into his account. I don't know how this works, right, but this is what I was seeing, a scenario playing out, and how I was understanding. And from the high road, I was saying, this is a new fraud scam, and it's all very, you know, IT programmed that way to sophisticated, but it's using the Google Pay, something like that, or an online app where you tap and pay. So I just remember, so that's why I sort of stopped that situation. But they said, oh, thank God for that, because every single payment, future payment, would have gone directly into that bank account, and it wouldn't have been picked up. Well, it would have been picked up obviously by the bank. It's like, hey, where's our fees, right? And where's all the payments? And obviously the retail store's like, where's our money, right? So obviously, but it was all to do with ID theft, ID fraud and theft and everything. Oh God, it was really heavy. And so immediately, what was the other part they said? So, yeah, couple, blah, 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 addresses. Yeah, because like I said, I did the only thing I did get from that couple was just get, just any problems, just give me your cell phone number, just write down your cell phone number and your names and address, and then basically any issues that come, I was saying to them, any problems because of this system going down, if they charge your account, obviously we're going to give you a call and sort it out and pay you back. So they dumbly like, yeah, sure, right? So we had that information, obviously that was used, right? And then obviously like CCTV cameras and all that beautiful, that's when CCTV cameras are useful. So, and then the bank, yeah, all future transactions would have, it made me, maybe that's why I was feeling sick, because that's how it made me feel when I was watching it. Oh, okay, interesting clarity right there. I did actually say, I just feel like it's confirmation for something that I just needed to book. Maybe that's what that was. Because it made me feel, when I was watching it, visually having to watch it, I felt really sick. Like, I feel sick. This is really sickening. So, after they hastily left the star, that's right. Okay, this is the part that was weird, right? Because this is, I don't know if they have this, or if this needs to be implemented and created, designed and implemented, right? Because for some weird reason, after I came off the phone with our bank merchant services, I went straight to this little button. There was a button. It was like an alarm, and it notified every single retail store that uses, like, in the, like, I don't know if it was the state or the city where I was in. I don't even know where I was. But every single store that Google Tap&Pays via phones to shut down, as soon as I press this little alarm, every single retail store that uses the Tap Store within that vicinity, that area, it's a message to them. It's like an EBS. It was like an electronic broadcast system where it just said, shut down your point of sale systems immediately, like shut it down, right? That's what came up. That's what I was seeing, like, okay. So yeah, and not to accept, not to accept and click. Yes, still, yeah, that was really weird. It was almost like the owners of the store, it was like the message came through their phone, like, you need to shut down all your point of sale terminals immediately, like servers, whatever. So we was through an alarm. And it's weird because I know in England back in the day when I was running a bar and stuff like that, like if one bar's having like major fighting going on and like, or someone's committing credit card fraud, we had a little, like an alarm that we just press, and then it alerts all the other pubs in the area that dodgy hookers are on their way in, or there's some just dodgy people on the way in. So just look out for these, and they call us and go, what's going on? So that was back then. That was like early 2000s. So really, there's got to be something like this already, and if not, it needs to be. So it was like an EBS system. So sorry, I've got 13 pages. I've got to quickly make sure I don't. Okay, so yeah, that was where I got the attention of the manager. Okay. To accept the device number oh god, that was it. That's the message. This is the message. Oh, where is my highlighter? So I don't now. This is, if any banks are watching this when I email this report. It's something to do. The message showed up the same. If the message shows up, to press yes or no to accept this device phone number. That fucking thing, right? Can receive all transactions from this server to this device. The cashier wouldn't know by clicking yes. This remote device has been given permission to receive all future transaction payments. The cashier would click yes, thinking they would just receiving a payment from that Google Pay device. Oh la la. So that's pretty much it. That I was sort of seeing. So, but yeah, there was something to do with, like I say, if they don't have a little sort of electronic broadcast system, it needs to be for this sort of reason, from banks, credit unions, all to their merchant retail services. Do you know what I mean? Now, if any banks or business are aware of processed transactions are being diverted away from the store's banking account to a random account, that's why. So, I'm not quite sure if this is recently happening or it's about to start happening. Now, if there's suddenly any banks or businesses are aware that processed payment transactions are being diverted, it could be something to do with what I'm talking about. If there's a fraud electronic emergency broadcast system set up to connect to, I just explained that, with an instant message that comes up to the managers to alert, shut down all your servers, because what that does is it stops these scammers from getting access, one, to the payments, but two, to alleviate it. Well, basically it stops any future sort of identity fraud, because it's not just the money that they get access to, there was a lot to do with the personal information too. So all of these like major breaches, well, this could be the next major breach that I was having to see for the higher order, showing me this could be a huge breach, right, that could be happening or about to happen or has just recently happened, right? You get it. If it hasn't happened, be ready for it, right? Because it's a huge breach that rather than having to sue every single retail company, right, which is not their fault, because but lawyers will go after all of the retail set where those people use that card, they will probably end up getting sued, right? So to avoid, and can you imagine how many retail businesses, like little scum merchants, scumbags, I hate them, hate these types of people. They had to find them, but unless you get the information like this manager did. But yeah, it caused a huge, like, nationwide breach of all retail. It wasn't just like one company, it was like hundreds, these big chain stores and everything. But again, you've got to remember, the banks weren't receiving these, payments, etc., but they were not getting their merchant fees either. So you can imagine how pissed off the banks would be, obviously. So that's why they may have to come up with some sort of system to be ready for this. If this is either happened or if it, and I don't know, it just feels like it hasn't quite happened yet. It could be about to. Now, quantum financial system. I'm very aware that there's a quantum financial system taking effect where it's going to change. I don't know too much about it. I just know things are going to be different with the quantum financial system. It could be something to do with that, where there could be a kink. When it kicks off and kicks effect, there could be something that, you know what it's like, right? Something new. There's always like a scammer out there can create something. Well, this could be something to do with that. So if that is a possibility, if that's a kink that needs to be corrected and, fixed now, do it now. But if it's not that, if it's not to do with the quantum financial system, then it could be to do with an upcoming, huge breach. And I'll tell you something else. It did not feel like it was just these two people that had access to this program, this like scam thing, whatever it was. Do you accept all payments received from this terminal and processed to this payment account? Oh God, it's weird. It's the word language, right? This is what it was weird. It's the word language written through the programming that allows this device to accept all future payments. I know I'm just really going on about it again because I'm just sort of looking at my notes and my download. It's cunning because the cashier would be oblivious, like, because they just assume they're taking a payment from a... I hate technology. I love it for convenience, but I really don't like it. So, and yeah, they would just naturally click yes, and then that's it, and it's like, shit. So every single person after that uses that terminal and pays at that terminal, that money does not go to the retail bank account at all. It goes straight to this scam merchants. So I call them scamming scum. Okay. If you don't, and that was so weird as well, because I'd be like, you know, when I came over, I'm like, well, you know, if you don't have an alert system like that, right, already in place for something like this, if you do create it, if you create a sort of system, if this hasn't happened, and you take my advice and create a, you can call it the butterfly Karen alert. So that was, but why not? Because I just feel when it comes to sort of like ID theft, I'm really passionate about that kind of crap. But anything like this, I mean, banking and everything, you know, no business deserves to be scammed and loses money. No business. So I'm always going to be, I'm never going to be for the scammers. I don't care. Now, that's what I was worried about. Like, if one couple can just go around every single store with this sort of device, they probably paid a lot of money to get access to the, you know. But can you imagine how much they can sell that on to other people to do exactly the same thing? Oh, God. Then you get talking like, oh, there's like a domino effect right there. Like, thousands of people could just try it just for one, and then get addicted to, oh my God, I've got all this money coming. Oh God, I dread to think it. And I don't know how quickly, well, I mean, God, it just feels like these people could steal billions. These sort of people, if they had access to this sort of programming scam that they can use directly from their phones for Tap&Pay, oh, they can steal billions. And again, like I say, it could be like I just mentioned, it could be a kink in the quantum financial system that needs to be addressed right now, to avoid possible future issues or systems of kinks that need to be fixed. It's better to fix the kink here now, and then deal with the consequences of a bigger problem later. That's what it feels like. If it's to do with the QFS, then deal with that right now, that kink. It could be something, if it's not, and it's just this sort of like Tap&Pay stuff, something is going to be happening here. Something's going to, yeah. I mean, I will email every single corporate fraud department, you know, every single bank and, like I say, credit union. That way, if they can just come to this video and go, okay, what the hell, what's she talking about? Just get over that, just listen to what I'm talking, because it could save you butts, right? But that way, they can alert their retailers, you know, and just say, hey, I don't know if there's anything like that already up and running, but it's bigger than just stealing money. It's bigger than that. It feels like ID theft on a completely different level. But oh God, it was really, really, put it this way, it was bad enough to have to visually see it and write down 13 pages. So that is my solution. If it's a kink, fix the kink now. You know, either Tap&Pay, you know, Tap&Pay kind of crap, Google Pay, whatever it is, or if it's, you know, like I said, in a kink and a QFS, or if you need to maybe create some sort of fraud system, little EBS system. That's if you don't already have that. I'd like to think in this day and age, in 2024, that there is something already like that anyway. But to shut down just immediately, like it's an instant, just think of like EBS, silver alert, that kind of crap, you know, right? It's like that, but it goes to the manager of every single retail store, and, you know, shut down your systems. So that way, if that goes through to a whole city of retail stores, it's better to just like have inconvenience of, I'm sorry, you can't use your card right now because all our systems and servers are down. It's better to be inconvenienced than be losing your money, right? Or losing billions or millions in like compensate fraud and all that kind of crap. So, and I'm not like I don't give out financial advice or anything like that. I'm not qualified for that. So, but that doesn't mean I can't give you some intuitive intelligence that came through that clearly needed to be seen and addressed here. So that's why I feel like it hasn't happened yet, or something's about to happen, something big like that. And I'm not going to ignore the message, put it that way. So, now hopefully I'll get some more clarity on if there's anything else from the higher order for tonight regards to that, or to the Caribbean airways. I'm going to see if there's anything else coming, unless they have something else they want me to discuss. So I am now, oh, it's a bit nippy in here. Oh, put my heating on already. It's beautiful here in Arizona during the day, but at night it's a little bit chilly. So now, okay, I'm just going to zone out a little bit, and just please remember, if the, oh god, my door's right, again, I've got energy stood right in front of my door. I need to figure out who that is and what's going on there. But if you do see the clock out and clock in time differs from the video time, it's depending on how long I'm zoned out. Just cut that. So